Hey! How's it going? Time for more reviews, more reactions to music, but I do have a little something different. Up until now on this channel, I've really only been reacting and reviewing to full albums, but an article on the Brooklyn Vegan caught my eye last week. It was on the sort of the state of punk in 2024, talking about a bunch of releases that came out in January. And it was a good view of where the genre is right now. Yeah, we went through that on stream. Stream every Saturday, 12 o'clock Eastern. Be there. It's where all the cool kids hang out. And it's crazy because there's only like 3 cool kids apparently. Did some reactions to it, and I figured I'd give my thoughts in this video because there are a lot of cool sort of implications about where punk is as a genre right now, based on this sort of selection of songs that just came out in January. And it's also just a lot of really good music. So I'm going to show you some clips from the stream and also give some of my thoughts now that I've had a few days to digest it. So let's get started with... The article starts off so strong with this Sunny Day Real Estate track, Novum Vitas. For so many reasons, and not all of them are purely musical. I like the song a lot. I think it's a great track. It has this great flow to it, nice and wavy. It feels like the audio equivalent of a ship that's weathering a storm. But this is released solely as a music video. Like, you can't just listen to the song on a streaming platform. I think the visuals tied to this song are very important to the band, and for good reason. It's a very impactful and well done music video for this 7.5-minute song, and it really drives home the central theme of this entire project. It's a song that was written in 1997 when they were working on How It Feels to Be Something On, and it comes 10 years after the last time that this band has put out any music at all, their last song being in the middle of 2014, so almost made it to the 10-year mark, I guess. But the point is, this song is so important to the band's story and legacy, how it speaks so well to how the band has weathered so many storms, and they're still existing in some capacity, even if it's just as this old boat that is in a junkyard held up by old weathered boards by the end of the song. It feels like a song that was written alongside the other tracks of How It Feels to Be Something On. So you get this really cool multi-generational at this point aspect of the song, where it's a 25-year-old song. 27, oh my god, I'm feeling so old now. It's like a 27-year-old song that's finally been produced and released using the current band members and new people to the band. So it all comes together as this one really complete, wholesome, meaningful package, especially to people that grew up alongside the band and were listening to their music when they were releasing it in the 90s. Maybe we can finally get a new proper album from these guys. That would be incredible. But even if it's just this one track, I'm good for another 10 years. This is something to definitely to revisit, and just to watch that music video again. I've watched it a few times, and I always see new little details. Like, I didn't even notice the little diary cover art toys. They're on the boat, and they like get out in little escape rafts too. Very cool. Definitely something to revisit. All right, we go from a band that was active in the 90s to a band that sounds like they're emulating the 90s with their old school punk and alternative rock sound. When I listened to Vile, I got an instant feeling of No Doubt, but played harder and faster. It's very Gwen Stefani but not like that like cutesy mid-Atlantic or transatlantic accent that Gwen Stefani had. It's just like the mannerisms and the energy that the lead singer of Vile puts into the music. This one's a ton of fun, and just listening to the song, I got like four or five like different connections to different artists and songs, and they're all good. So this song is amazing. It's definitely worth your time if you have like a minute and a half to spare. They talk about jealousy at one point, and you can't have a line with jealousy and not get some sort of connection to Mr. Brightside, because it has like that jealousy turns into the sea. Like it's so close. Those aren't the words, but that's just what I hear every time I hear it. There's also like a spoken part of the song towards the end. It sounds so much like an Olivia Rodrigo sort of thing to do, but it has like that punky in your face kind of attitude. It's a lot of fun. This whole thing is just a ton of fun, bounce along. I can't wait to listen to the rest of this album. If it's just going to be so breezy and fun to listen to, Burnout is definitely going to be a record to keep an eye on. Next up, we've got the latest from Gouge, one of my favorites on the punk scene, if only because they chose a killer band name, one of my favorite Pixies tracks. Stuck in a Dream is a very emotionally impactful song. It's definitely on the more emo side than punk, although there definitely are punk elements in there, especially with that repetitive guitar riff, this super heavy, hard-hitting riff that goes on pretty much throughout the entire song. It matches perfectly with the vocals, especially the repetition and the frustration. The lead singer just screams "stuck in a dream" over and over again, except for one part where she says that she just wants to wake up, but there's not a lot of vocal variety here. It's definitely trying to push this frustration and insanity upon the listener. Like the questioning your own sanity by the end of it. Are you actually stuck in a dream? What the hell is going on? The song sort of goes through a couple of transitions throughout the length of the 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So while the guitars and the vocals stay pretty similar, it still feels like you're going through like the 5 stages of grief, especially when she says, "I just want to wake up." The vocals have such a pleading and desperate tone to them that it's really pretty impactful. It genuinely felt like like they were talking directly to me, and like there was something that I could do about it as the listener. Had that sort of direct connection. But that felt like the bargaining stage of grief. There was the frustration, the anger. I can't think of the 5 stages off the top of my head, but I know bargaining is one of them. I know anger and acceptance are others. But you definitely get the anger at the start of this song. It feels like the whole band is ramming up against padded walls of a cell. And just their absolute rage of wanting to wake up from this dream. What a crazy concept for a song. And then by the end, there was some sort of acceptance. Like they're not happy about it, but they're going from being angry about being stuck in a dream to understanding that they're stuck in this dream. That's just how it's going to be. This is a great track. It's very heady. It has a concept, and it definitely explores that concept in its 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of this album has in store. This Deep Sage album that I think is coming out next month. I think it's March that they're releasing this one. And just based off this amazing album art and this track alone, I'm really looking forward to it. Within the same month, we had Sunny Day Real Estate come out with a new song, and Green Day, another legacy act from around the same era. And just, in my opinion, night and day differences between the two. Really was better than I was expecting it to be until they got to the end of the track and they do that whole tear down, the whole band's going crazy, the feedback on the guitar, the drum sets breaking. It's that shit that you do at the end of a super epic song. But this is like 3 songs in. It's like the album equivalent of that meme of the dude that's popping the champagne bottle and going crazy because he's in third place. That's not the energy that I want from my punk rock albums. Landslide by Spaced. This is hot and fresh, brand new punk rock band. This is their first single, and woo, it's good. It's got a lot of energy. It's a true punk rock song in the year of our Lord 2024. It is 100% worth the price of admission. It is worth your time to listen to this song, because around the 1 minute mark, these guys, they're doing this fucking standard, by the books in a good way, punk rock, and then they just go and to go into this like slowed down riff, and every time I hear it, I subconsciously go I like feel my face crunch up because it's so nasty. It's such a gnarly transition. It hits so good every single time, and then it like goes into this fat fucking groove for the next minute. It's awesome. It's so much fun. Love the album art too. It reminds me of the BoJack Horseman episode, the view from halfway down. This song kicks ass. Can't wait to see what these guys come out with. If they got more of that, like, let's fucking go, man. Let's go. That's so sick. What Niche Wanted by Swiss Army Wife. Not much to say about this one. This is pretty much your standard Midwestern emo in 2024. It is nice to see where the genre is right now. But if you have an itch for any of those classic Midwestern emo sounds, modern baseball, American football, tiny moving parts, mom jeans, Remo Drive, morning effort, even a little bit of Say Anything in there, a little Max Bemis energy with the vocals. This is where to go. This is a compilation album, the ultimate emo album, complete with the American football. Big font, small font on the album art with a house, and a tongue-in-cheek band name with Swiss Army Wife. It's got that cheeky humor, and those noodly guitars. It's definitely a little bit by the numbers, a little formulaic, but it's still a good time. It's still a lot of fun, and if and when I get the hankering for a good old emo album this year, I'm gonna be checking out the rest of these, because I think it's a 5 or 6 way split between different bands on the same label. It's my understanding. So if you're really interested, or if you have an itch for some new modern emo, I'd recommend checking this out. It's a good time. Speaking of tongue-in-cheek emo references, and the last artist that I want to talk about from this article is the song "Oh Sussy Life" by Captain Jazz. Possibly the most memey and emo insider reference heavy artist that I've seen in recent memory. We've got the American football house in flames, the type font with the large font, small font, the Captain Jazz reference, which is obviously a reference to Cap and Jazz, one of the most legendary emo bands of all time. And of course a take on one of their songs, "Oh Messy Life," with their song "Oh Sussy Life." It's a bunch. It's a cornucopia of cheesy tongue-in-cheek emo references. But the song itself, taking itself entirely seriously, it's just a kick-ass emo track. It goes hard. It has those similar sort of dredging, hard-hitting guitars like the No Man song earlier, but surprisingly, given like the memey aspects of the album art, band name, song name, it has such a dark vibe. There's like whispering vocals in the background. but the main vocals and guitars are so forward in the mix. This is honestly a contender for the best production of all of the songs on here. The production quality is stellar, despite the rough, overblown sound of the guitars and the vocals. They're placed so well that it sounds like they're literally pressed against your ears. And then the drumming in the background is going so hard that it like makes the earth shake underneath you. Really, really impressed by the sound here, even though I definitely went into this one with some sort of a preconceived notion of what it was going to sound like, and thinking that it was going to be some sort of half-assed joke of a song. They're serious. I just wish they would choose maybe a more serious band name. But hey, if they want to pay homage to the old legacy acts, then that's up to them. And that's it for the state of punk in 2024. Let me know what you guys think about this format with me going through just a random article that I find interesting. I'm happy to do more of these sort of genre roundups. There were a couple of bands that I didn't get to in the reaction. Frail Body was a hard-hitting screamo track. Another one with fantastic production and just oozing emotion in the best ways. And then Call Me Malcolm was the other one that I missed, which was like an emo song or an emo band with ska elements, complete with saxophone and a brass section. So I'll link the article from Brooklyn Vegan in the description down below, right below that like button, and right also below that subscribe button. They're there. You can click them, and let me know what you think about emo right now. Question of the day: What's emo? What is it? All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, call to action, call to action, call to action, call to action. Bye.